Some football matches are remembered because of the final score. Others are remembered because of a single moment that changes everything. Canada's dominant 6-0 victory over Qatar looked like the perfect performance on paper, but the biggest talking point had nothing to do with the goals. Instead, it was a heartbreaking injury that shocked everyone inside the stadium and watching around the world. Early in the second half, Canadian midfielder Ismaël Koné was chasing possession when he was caught by a late challenge from behind. The tackle immediately looked serious. Koné collapsed to the ground in obvious pain, and both teammates and opponents rushed toward him. Within seconds, the atmosphere completely changed. The celebration stopped, the crowd fell silent, and medical staff sprinted onto the field to provide treatment. Canada's captain was one of the first players to reach Koné and quickly realized the injury was far more serious than anyone had hoped. From the technical area, the coaching staff also knew something was terribly wrong. The referee reviewed the situation and had no hesitation in showing the Qatari player a straight red card for the reckless challenge. It was Qatar's second dismissal of the match, leaving them with only 9 players for the remainder of the game. As Koné was carefully placed onto a stretcher, he showed remarkable courage by waving to the Canadian supporters before leaving the pitch. Fans responded by chanting his name, creating one of the most emotional moments of the tournament. While Canada would go on to secure an unforgettable victory, everyone inside the stadium understood that football had become secondary. At that moment, the only thing that mattered was hoping their teammate would recover quickly and return to the game stronger than ever. After the final whistle, doctors confirmed the fears that many had during the match. Ismaël Koné had suffered fractures to both his tibia and fibula, injuries that required immediate surgery. He was taken to a hospital in Vancouver, where the operation was successfully completed. Soon after, Canadian defender Moise Bombito visited him, sharing a photo that reflected the strong bond within the squad. It was a reminder that this Canadian team is built on more than talent, it is built on unity. One of the most surprising moments came after the match had ended. Qatar midfielder Assam Matabo, the player responsible for the challenge, personally entered Canada's dressing room to apologize to Koné and his teammates. According to the coaching staff, Koné accepted the apology, understanding that although the tackle was reckless, there was no intention to end another player's tournament. That gesture earned respect from many people across the football world. Beyond the emotional impact, the injury also triggered an important FIFA rule that many fans rarely hear about. Since Koné was injured while representing his country, his club in Italy is protected by FIFA's Club Protection Programme. The system helps compensate clubs when players suffer serious injuries during official international competitions. It is one of football's lesser-known safeguards, ensuring clubs are not left carrying the full financial burden when national team duty leads to a long-term absence. Despite the emotional setback, Canada responded in the strongest possible way on the pitch. Jonathan David delivered a sensational hat-trick, leading his team to one of the biggest victories in Canadian football history. Additional goals sealed a convincing 6-0 result, moving Canada to the top of their World Cup group and giving supporters real belief that this squad could make a deep run in the tournament. One of the night's most touching moments came when substitute Nathan Saliba found the net after replacing Koné. Instead of celebrating for himself, he lifted Koné's jersey toward the crowd in tribute to his injured teammate. The gesture quickly became one of the tournament's defining images, showing how much the players cared for one another beyond football. Jonathan David also spoke honestly after the match. Although he had just scored 3 goals, his thoughts remained with Koné. He explained that no victory feels complete when a teammate suffers such a painful injury. His comments reflected the mood of the entire squad. While the result was historic, Everyone understood that losing an important midfielder for the rest of the competition would be a major challenge. Looking ahead, Canada now faces a difficult test. Replacing a player with Koné's experience, creativity, and energy will not be easy. He has been one of the team's most consistent performers, and his absence will force the coaching staff to adjust their midfield plans for the remainder of the tournament. Even so, Canada's depth and team spirit could help them overcome this setback. The reaction from the players throughout the match showed remarkable character. Instead of allowing the injury to destroy their focus, they stayed disciplined, supported one another, and finished the game with confidence. Those qualities often separate good teams from great ones during major tournaments, where mental strength is just as important as technical ability. As Canada prepares for its next challenge, supporters will hope Koné's recovery goes smoothly and that the team can continue playing in his honor. Football can produce unforgettable victories, but it also reminds us how quickly circumstances can change. The events in Vancouver were a powerful example of both the beauty and the heartbreak that exist within the world's most popular sport. The journey continues, and Canada now has another reason to fight together.